I can put the pack saddle, my saddle, all the gear, and still have plenty of room for my dog.
Hi, I'm Petra Hilleberg. I am here with Stevie Anna, who is about to do a pretty awesome expedition.
It's nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank
Really
you for coming.
appreciate it.
So Stevie, you are about to go on a pretty long, unusual expedition. You want to talk about?
Unusual is a good way to put that. Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up riding horses and loving the backcountry.
Yeah.
I'm a big dog girl and wound up throughout my travels winding up in the heart of Patagonia in South America, in Argentina. I ended up marrying those two, kind of backcountry with horses, and wound up guiding down there, doing backcountry pack trips with horses. And so given that, I'm embarking on this new expedition with my two horses down in Argentina and my dog, and we're gonna cross Patagonia over 1,000 miles together.
Wow. So your expedition, the name of your expedition is Patagone.
Yep, exactly.
So what does that mean? Or what is that? Why did you name it that?
Sure, so we'll start first with Patagonia, which is the name of the land. Pata is for foot. This is the local native language there. They named it because people down there were known to have big feet. So they named the land of these big feet of the local natives, which is Patagonia. And so that's standing for, it essentially for the local native Tehuelche, Mapuche, the natives there, can stand in for foot, paw, or hoof. And since I'm going by all three, I thought Patagone would be a perfect fit, which is exactly what we're doing.
Oh, that's
which
great.
is, yep, going by foot, paw, and hoof.
Nice. And I know that you're not exactly going for a speed record or anything like that.
No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. So this big, this trip for me is really embracing slow travel. I think it's something that we've really, with the rush of everyday life, kind of lost an appreciation for. And living down there these last 3 years has really opened me up to this entire people that live, eat, breathe slowness. So with that, I really want to embrace that throughout my trip and stop, visit with people, learn about the culture, learn about these places, and see those things that you would miss, you know, taking a road trip per se. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a different kind of experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, because you've already spent quite some time in some of these, with some of these ranches, some of these people that you've gotten already quite a bit of help with, right?
Absolutely.
To plan your route.
So I got really lucky. Pretty soon after I moved down to Patagonia, I started working with a local gaucha, which is kind of a cowgirl in Argentina sense. She has the first ranch that was actually in what is now Bariloche, and her grandfather actually settled this area, had the first ranch in Bariloche, settled that area, and he rode his horse down from Texas.
Oh, wow.
And was followed by Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid down there. So it's just this crazy.
So you're technically going in Butch and Sundance's steps, but backwards, kind of.
No, absolutely. No, so Butch and Sundance were friends of their families, and they traveled all the way south through Patagonia as well, which many people don't realize. Yeah. So along this ride, I'll be following a bit of their trail. I'll go through their hideout. They still have this old hideout cabin in Cholila, Patagonia. So there's just this really cool tie of like Texas, cowboy, Patagonia, and all these roots integrated there. But this cowgirl, or this gaucha that I've been working with this last couple years, it's kind of taken me under her wing and been my mentor through this preparation process. She was the first woman, at least that she was aware of, in this large area that was riding horses back then. Back then it was very much a man's world. Yeah. So she just has a lot of really good input and has really helped me prepare for this. And their name is also known throughout Patagonia. So I'm able to travel with that name and meet all these other old gauchos that know all this really cool history. So really want to share their stories with this trip. Yeah.
And you're, at least some of the time when you're not staying with people, you're staying in your Nallo 3 GT, right?
I love my Nallo 3 GT. You have no idea. It's absolutely a fantastic tent. I had used Hilleberg in the past with other expeditions with Lonnie Dupree, and that expedition team. We've gone, all over Nepal and all throughout Alaska. But what really sold me on the Nallo 3 GT was seeing the photo of you with your dog in the vestibule. I was like, that is my tent. That's my tent. And so, needless to say, it's been amazing. I can put the pack saddle, my saddle, all the gear, and still have plenty of room for my dog to sleep there if she wants to sleep outside, or of course she can always come in and cuddle.
Don't they usually sleep inside?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just awesome to have the extra space. I love it. And then what's nice about it too is actually being able to use the inside and the outside separately. Yeah. So while there's many times that I love just sleeping under the stars in Patagonia, the winds down there are just brutal. So the outside is just perfect if I want to set that up really quickly and sleep under it. It's perfect.
Nice.
Just love it. It's a great time.
So when are you heading out?
I leave in the very end of October, no later than November 1st, yeah.
And you're going to be out for about 4 months?
It'll take about 4 months. I could do it in 2, but like I said, it's all about the slow travel, and I want to keep my animals happy.
Nice. And so I'm really excited to follow along on your trip. So what's your website?
Yep, so I'll be keeping updates on my website, stevieanna.com. and then blogging as well on there. And then I'll be live on social media throughout the ride. I'll be connected. I'm taking solar panels, my computer, my phone. So a big part of this trip is being able to share that with people. And I think doing that is so much more fun in the moment. Yeah. So whether, I'm just waking up and unzipping the tent and making a coffee, like I really want to invite people and let them experience those moments with me. So I'll be doing live video on my Instagram and Facebook, which is also Stevie Anna as well.
Oh, wow. So slow movement, but really, really high tech.
Yeah, exactly. You got to include people. This is a very inclusive trip, and so I'm going to try very, very hard to do that.
So when you're out there, you were actually journaling both in English and in Spanish, huh?
Exactly. Like I said, this being my new home, I feel like I'm leaving them out if I don't write in their language. And so I do want to make sure that everything that I share with folks back home in the United States or abroad is also shared in the native language of where the expedition itself is actually happening. Yeah. So I'll be blogging in both English and in Spanish while I'm on the trip.
So inclusive, even though you are a solo woman traveling by yourself. So that's really exciting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. We're really excited to follow along on the trip.
Me too. I'm so excited to share the Hilleberg love throughout Patagonia. Thank you.
Thank you.